Three. Wait there. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's happening, guys? It's your boy Wolfie here. We are now back. Fuck. I completely messed that up. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's happening, guys? It's your boy Wolfie here. We are back. Now, the first thing you want to do on this video, as always, is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also hit that bell so you do get a notification every time I do drop a new video. But if you are a regular around here, you will know I do drop a new video at 11 AM UK time every single day. And last but not least, my Twitch channel is down in the description below. www.twitch.tv/Connor Woolf. Go and drop it a follow and I'll appreciate you. I stream all my rewards and all of my Foot Champs games on there so you don't miss out on anything. Now, what we've got for you today is my Foot Champions highlights with my MLS team on the road to glory. Can we get top 100? That is the big question. Bit of a disclaimer straight away in the video is we do manage to go 14-0 in this first section of the video. If you don't want to know what we finished on, I will recommend that you cover your ears now. But unfortunately, the second half of the games, so my last section of 16 games, we had a massive problem with Twitch. So unfortunately, my editor couldn't get hold of the last game, so I'm only able to show you the first 14. We did manage to go 14-0 in these segments, but then unfortunately, excuse me, we lost 2 on the bounce on Saturday, which meant that we didn't get top 100, so I did stop at Elite 3 with it. Now, straight away with the team, what I'm going to say is this team was really good. Bar the defence, which was like Opara and Opara and Robinson, I think they're called. Yeah, Opara and Robinson. The team was good, man. Martinez was absolutely quality up front. Like, honestly, no joke, this card was an absolute baller. He was scoring left, right, centre, man. Anything in the box, left foot, right foot, and it was just a goal. It was absolutely a brilliant player. And the fact he was only like 300 grand as well absolutely shocked me because of just how good he was. Nani, though, sorry, I've just finished streaming. I'm so used to saying chat. YouTube, that Nani, if you didn't do him, you are not missing out on anything. I could not get on with him at all. I played 4-2-3-1 in game with Martinez up front, Nani in cam, Pozuelo and Carlos Vela out on the wings. Obviously, Morales and I can't remember what the other bloke's name is in CDM. But it was a really weird weekend league because it was obviously for the Ultimate Tots, which is a very good weekend to get top 100 on and stuff like that. We didn't manage to get top 100, but at the end of the day, I always say, if I can't get top 100, I'm happy with Elite 3 because I'm not that bothered in terms of trying to go from Elite 3 to Elite 1. It doesn't interest me. The extra team of the season pack probably could be good, but at the end of the day, I play Foot Champs to get top 100. I don't play Foot Champs to get Elite 1. So if I can't get top 100, Elite 3 and I'm out kind of thing, you know. I think we did end up finishing like 23 and 3, I think it was. I could even play on now tonight. I'm recording this on Sunday night. I could play on now to see if I can get Elite 1, actually. I might do. You never know if I can be bothered. But it's a bit of a weird one. You see there, though, Martinez so quick on the fake shot and stuff like this. He was absolutely quality. But now, in terms of going forward, I think on the RTG, is it gonna? I don't know if I can play full sweat on it anymore. I think I might carry on doing this where we do like different league challenges and stuff like this. I'm doing it on the pay to win account as well. You will see tomorrow's video is my Man United past and present Foot Champs highlights. That is a really good video, by the way, so make sure you do watch that tomorrow. It was a really good video. But I might do it on the RTG as well. So for example, this week coming up, I might just use a full Aston Villa squad on my RTG. Go and get that Grealish during the week. Use my Trezeguet that I've already got, the foot whatever one it was, like the player moments Trezeguet. And just have some fun with it, you know, because at the end of the day, like the games, we're at the end of the game cycle. I'm not too fussed now about trying to get top 100, trying to finish first in the world on the RTG. We've done that. Well, we didn't finish first in the world, but we finished top 100 on the road to glory. We did all that good stuff. So moving forward, I do think the challenges is where it's going to be at on the road to glory. I was using a mixture of 4-4-2 and 4-2-3-1. I won't be releasing the custom tactics of that because I released the 4-4-2 custom tactics the other day. That video did really well. Is 4-4-2 the best formation of V20? Go and check that out if you haven't already. Hold on, boys, I'm really thirsty. I'm just going to take a quick drink. Give me 2 secs. But in terms of weekend league, boys, I'm really in a weird spot with it. The reason why I'm now doing challenges and stuff is because my motivation levels for the road to glory are just for weekend league now are just completely on the floor. Now the Ultimate Tots has been and done, me trying to push on to buy these to get top 100 and stuff like that, it's just not happening, you know. I'm kind of at that point now with FIFA where it's just at the end of it. That's a really good goal, good composure there. And you see here we are in game 3 and we actually go to penalty shootouts in game 3. Like, what am I actually seeing? Game 3 of the weekend league and we go to penalties. Like what? Like, what? These are meant to be the easiest games that we're playing. Game 3 and we've gone to penalties. Like what am I saying? That's more like it. Give me a team like that with Guardiola in it and that whoever that striker is as well. But the MLS team was a weird one. It was on a whole, I'd probably say the team was just average. It wasn't amazing. I did think a lot of the players had fake stats, if I'm being honest. In terms of like, I didn't think Carlos Vela played like his stats suggested at all. I didn't think Nani played like his stats suggested at all. I didn't think Opara or Robinson played like the stats suggested at all either. It was a really weird team to use. It wasn't very enjoyable, I can't lie. Like, the players weren't the greatest. I think going forward, we move on to like different, like kind of like better ones in the MLS league. So if we're going to use like the Man United team that I used on the pay to win, so I had a very good team. There, I was actually meant to do a skill move with Nani, but the skill move just didn't register. Excuse me. It's a weird one, as always, on FIFA, eh? It is always weird. But the main talking point of this video that I'm going to share with you guys, as I'm just going to let the gameplay roll in the background and not really talk much about it from this point onwards. That was a really nice goal from Nani, though. Hit him with the Elastico. Beautiful. Now, pay to win in FIFA 20. Well, not even on FIFA 20. Pay to win on FIFA, right? A big talking point, a big discussion. A lot of people disagree and agree with my points. But I'm talking about strictly pro level here, okay? I'm not really talking about FUT Champs because FUT Champs, the team doesn't matter too much. The team matters a little bit, but it's not the be-all and end-all. Whereas in like Pro v Pro qualifiers and stuff, team really does matter. Like, team matters a hell of a lot. Now, the pay-to-win system. If any of you don't know, qualifiers this year and last year, so since FIFA 19 have just been, instead of qualifying through FUT Champs, I mean, you kind of do because you need to get verified to then play in the qualifiers, but the actual mainstay, how you qualify for the events, is through the qualifying system, okay? So you go into Swiss, get through the Swiss and go into knockouts, and then normally in EU it's like the top 16. The last 16 are through the knockout stage, will qualify for the events like so. What this has actually caused is a very big pay-to-win system, okay? So, no hating on the pros that have done it at all, especially because a lot of the pros that I know, they didn't actually spend their money on the FIFA points. A lot of them, it is their orgs that have spent the money. So, like, again, it's not really them at all. But what has ended up happening is you're coming up against, like, the first set of qualifiers are normally in, like, November, by the way. So, like, literally within, like, a month or two of the game coming out, you're playing in qualifiers, right? And what's been happening is, bearing in mind the game's been out, what, a month or two? Well, this week, actually, no, this year on FIFA 20, we actually had qualifiers weekend number 2 of the game coming out. So, the game came out at the end of September, and we actually had qualifiers in, like, the second weekend of October, okay? So, like, 2 weeks into the game, you know? It's actually disgusting. And what is happening is we are starting to now see the pay to win really come into it more and more and more. Like the teams you're now seeing that pros have, like literally the second week of the game, or even like the game's not even out on early access and they've spent all their points and they've got like Hullet and R9 and stuff in their team. It's kind of mad. It makes me think, that's a lovely ball by the way, lovely goal, love that goal. It's made me think of just like, why is FIFA the only esport, well I say esport in brackets, why is FIFA the only esport that has this pay-to-win flawed system in the game? Why? Because, are you telling me that, that's a beautiful goal by the way, you see Martinez in the box, he's so good. Why are we playing, a lot of people say that pro players make up such a small percentage of EA's revenue and stuff like this. So why don't they just have the qualifiers on dedicated FIFA accounts? So everyone that's in the qualifiers has like unlocked accounts with all the players on the game that they can use whoever they want, like so. Why not just have that? Why are they forcing pros on average to be spending? I would honestly say that the average FIFA pro this year on FIFA 20, whether or not it's their own money or their orgs money is a different matter, but on FIFA points, they've probably spent around about, on average, I'd say about 1,500 quid. £1,500. 1,500 Great British pounds. Now, why do you go into the game at the start of FIFA and go, oh man, we need to spend, like I need to spend probably on average about £1,500 of my own money to try and compete in these qualifiers? Why is that? What's happened in the last year or so that's really made this a thing? And it's got to a point now where if you run a road to glory, for example, I'll I'm not going to name drop any pros. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to say, oh, if this person used an RTG, would they qualify? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say, how many FIFA pros do you think would actually qualify for events if they went Road to Glory? Not because they're bad players or anything like that, but just because the team in Pro v Pro games, where, especially on FIFA 20, where the skill gap is very small, it's decided by very small margins, very fine margins. Those fine margins really are down to some people having an R9 and some people having not an R9, and some people having a hullet and some people not having a hullet. Why are we in a situation where this is happening in an esport environment? It's almost saying whether or not you're good enough at the game is almost irrelevant at this point. You are playing a game where if you want to compete, you have to spend money. I mean, that's not okay. That's not okay. We're not living... I wouldn't mind it if we were playing for, like, Fortnite prize money, but we don't. Like, top 8 and top 16 at these events are getting, like, $800 and stuff like that. Like, what? Do you know what I mean? Like, what? It just doesn't make any sense. So for me, I'm going to be running more than likely a Road to Glory on FIFA 21, okay? And what this then means is I'm probably now hampering my competitive advantage on FIFA 21. Wait, just think about that for a second. If you don't put your own money onto the game, you're hampering your competitive advantage. Just think about that. If a Call of Duty Pro had qualifying events, and you said to all the Call of Duty pros, man, you could spend however much money as you want, but obviously the more money you spend, the better guns you're going to be having. They'd literally laugh at you out the door. Like, oh, you could pay $2,000 to get this gun that has better damage than other guns that you're going to come up against in the qualifiers. Ow, sorry, I just clipped my neck. They'd literally laugh you out the building. Or go on to Fortnite, you say to Tfue, you say to Nick Merckx, you say to Ghost Aiden, you say to Mongrel, you say to all these players, Mitro, you know, Benji Fishy. Oh, you can pay $2,000 of your own money at the start of every year to have Fortnite build better walls for you. So the walls that you build, they can sustain more damage, or you can have more health at the start of the game compared to everyone else. They'd literally laugh you out the park, bro. Honestly, they would literally laugh at you and say, what? Are you joking? But in FIFA, we've got accustomed to it that much. We're actually just used to it and almost just blindly accept it. Because how many pro players do you now see that go, oh yeah, no, I'm going to have to spend 1,500 to 2 grand at the start of the game. You know, 120,000 FIFA points, 200,000 FIFA points, 360,000 FIFA points. Yeah, I'm going to have to spend it. It is what it is, but I'm going to have to spend it. I mean, what? Why are we laying down and just accepting it, man? It makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. Like, especially then what you're saying is, because there will be people in financial situations through no fault of their own. They might be young, they might be 16. They can't afford to go and drop that money at the start of the game. They literally just can't afford it. And what EA are doing is almost taking that opportunity for them to make events away from them through no fault of their own, just because they don't have a big enough bank account balance to do it. I mean, that's not right. Surely that's not right, and surely that doesn't sit right in terms of esport. And esport should be the best players at FIFA make the events, period. The best players at FIFA win the game. Obviously, we all know that doesn't happen because FIFA's FIFA, right? FIFA's FIFA. But that's what it should be. It should be Tex making every event because he's the best FIFA player. Tex winning every tournament because he is, in my opinion, the best FIFA player in the world. You know, MS Asari winning events, Gorilla winning events, Olilito winning events. I know he's really had a come up in the last year. You know, these type of players, you know, Razak, Stokes, these type of players should be right there, up there, and they should be winning the events. You know, like, not just because their bank accounts are bigger than other people. It shouldn't be like that. It should not be like that. And that's just my opinion. I know a lot of people will probably have their own opinions on whether they agree or disagree with that. But it's really something that... it doesn't sit right with me that we as FIFA pros have to spend our own money on this game to try and... I'll say try in brackets because there's no guarantee. If you spend the money, there is no guarantee that you'll win, you'll qualify for the events as such, right? There isn't. There's no guarantees in anything. So it's almost like, why... And it wouldn't be too bad either if the game wasn't a yearly cycle. But we're playing a game that's a yearly cycle, okay? Remember that. This game is a yearly cycle. So, not even a yearly cycle. I say this game dies down around now. Around about June, July time, FIFA really goes on the decline. So, you're paying this money for a game that comes out at the end of September to about June. That's October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. That's a 9-month game cycle, right? A 9-month game cycle. And we're having to spend the good part of possibly about £2,000 to try and compete. And I know people will say, oh, but this person qualified for an event using a Road to Glory. This person didn't. This person did. You can't use one as an outlier, okay? Think of how many people have qualified for events on FIFA 19 and FIFA 20. I'd probably say, I don't know, like, what, 500-600 people have qualified for an event. Different people, not the same people. Different people have probably qualified for an event. How many of them people have qualified for a Road to Glory, do you think? Be honest. What, 1 or 2? So you can't say, oh, just because this person did shows that you can do it. Because, no, the statistics say that you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? The statistics say that I can win the lottery, but it doesn't mean I'm going to win the lottery. It doesn't mean you can win the lottery. It just means you are very less likely to win the lottery. Wait, is that a good example? Is that a good example of what I'm trying to say? I don't know. I don't even know if that is a good example of what I'm trying to say. By the way, look at that team that we come up against. My lord. But, it's just something that I really wanted to get your opinions on. Let me know in the comment section, of course. Do you agree, disagree? Obviously, you guys as well. There probably isn't many pro players in the chat, but in the YouTube section. So I know a lot of you. What are your opinions on the pay to win fiasco? I'm just gonna have a drink. Hold on, 2 secs. Because I didn't want to go on about it too much, but I kind of did just go on and on about it. But it wouldn't be too bad if they upped their prize pool, but the prize pool's horrendous. Like, the prize pool is absolutely horrendous that we play against. Unless you like winning events and you're getting like 50 grand and stuff like that. The prize pool's honking. So like, where does the money go? Because it doesn't go to the players. It is looking like it just goes into EA's pocket. It really does. That's a beautiful finish though, by the way. Pozuelo was really good. The 5-star we put on Pozuelo was huge. This guy had an absolute GOAT team as well. The MLS boys were doing alright. We just had a bit of a crumble during the middle section of the games. It always seemed to happen. Games 15 to 20, we always seem to just have a massive, massive crumble. Look at Pozuelo again. Look. Oh, excuse me. What a player he was. Outside of the foot shot trait as well. Probably the most key trait on the game. Excuse me. It's really something though that I'm passionate about, because I can guarantee you there are some FIFA players out there that are good enough to make events. And I mean that, are good enough to make events. But they just don't have the means or the funds. Their mum and dad won't give them the money to try and compete. And that's a sad state of affairs. That shouldn't be happening on a video game that they're trying to push as an esport. In my opinion, that just shouldn't be happening. Like, what they're basically saying is at the moment, I know they brought in restrictions this year, but the restrictions were the restrictions were irrelevant. You could still have R9 and Hullet as your 2 icons in the first set of qualifiers and stuff. Like, it just means that you had to use like a 76 rated fullback. And the way FIFA works is the fullbacks don't matter at all, so it's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd much rather use R9 in my team and then use I don't know, an 80 rated Ferland Mendy instead of like an 88 rated Jordi Alba. I would 100% rather that. It's just they've gone too far, and there's there's showing no signs of it stopping, which is a really sad state of affairs in my opinion. It's something that EA do need to address, because in my opinion it's not acceptable that we have to be seen to constantly put all our money out into the game every year, with a very slim chance of making an event and a very slim chance of then once we get into the event actually making a substantial amount of money that makes it worthwhile. It's really something that I'm passionate about, and I hope you guys do disagree, and I hope you guys do agree. And honestly, let me know in the comment section. I want to hear your guys' opinions. If you are still watching at this late stage of the video, big ups, you guys are the GOATs. Let me know in the comment section if you are still watching at this late stage. Look at Martinez there, by the way. It doesn't matter with this card. Left foot, right foot. This card was a freak. Honestly, he was so sick. It was actually scary how good he was, man. Big ups to him. Nani was a really weird card. He was kind of good, kind of not. What can we do with Martinez? What can we do? Ball on. Boom. Thank you very much. Pozuelo's there. Always waiting on the edge of the box. He was such a good card, Pozuelo. We were playing well, though, on the Friday night, because we got to 14-0 on Friday. Because, obviously, I was playing 60 games this weekend, I had to get the RTG games done by Saturday. So I had to play, like, 14... By the way, look at that goal. What the hell is that? I had to play 14 Friday and, like, 16 on Saturday. But a bit of a disclaimer, I say only, I stopped at Elite 3. I could push on now and try and get Elite 1. I think I could anyway if I wanted to. But I'm not that bothered about trying. I'm not that bothered. The difference between Elite 3 and Elite 1 doesn't really bother me that much. I'm more bothered about the red picks rather than the monetary value of the packs. So the extra team of the season pack, to me, not that fussed about it. I'm really not that fussed. You still get 3 red picks whether you finish Elite 3 or Elite 1, which kind of blows my mind, actually. And the difference in wins between 23 and 27 wins, like the difficulty in that's quite a high percentage, man. So I feel like 27 wins should definitely be 4 red player picks, 100%. Just to give you that extra motivation to push on to Elite 1. Because me, I'll be real with you, I have no motivation for Elite 1. It's either top 100 for me or absolute bust. By the way, this guy was good. You see his team? I knew I was in for a tough game as soon as I saw his team. I was full on sweating at this point. He had an absolute god squad. I'll tell you who was a really good card in this MLS team, though. That Morales, the 5'2", it's absolutely honking. The 5'2" little man in midfield, he was so sick and so smooth on the ball. Obviously, Martinez was literally carrying this team like you wouldn't believe. He was honestly, it was just a one-man show with this MLS team. It really was. It was literally Martinez and that's it. Everyone else was just here to make up the numbers. You see here, Martinez is in again. What can he do? Ball around the keeper. 2-0. Thank you very much. Boom. Just right on the stroke of the 45th minute as well. And I love this celebration. You know, the little hand across the eye. You'll see me do it a lot. I absolutely love that celebration, man. It gets me going. Don't know why. But yeah, tomorrow's video will be the Man United past the present team. I'm really excited for that. And hopefully you can push on and do it. But guys, that is going to be the end of the video. Obviously, we did only finish. I'm going to go back to big screen here. Hello. We did only finish Elite 3. Well, I say only finish, but like... I could fit, like, if I wanted to, we could push on and win some more games, but am I really that bothered? No, I'm not. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Peace.